Okay. Let's go. Over to you, Melissa.
Well, hello, everyone. We are just super excited that y'all are on tonight. We are very fired up about everything that's coming with the owners tour. And so since this is the very beginning of everything that's coming, we just thought it would be a great idea for is Miss Mel Goodwin, the top income earner in Australia, a true pioneer. Like, we have learned so much from her pouring into our team, helping us pioneer another market. Just, we are so grateful for her time. I'm like on cloud nine that she's here in person, and she's about to come to Argyle, Texas and Waco, Texas this week. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Mel, Ruby Ambassador, Advisory Council. So she literally knows all the details of what's coming. So here, I hope you guys brought a pen and paper ready to take notes. And yes, ma'am, Mel, it's all.
Absolutely. Can you guys hear me okay? Can you hear me okay? Okay, good. It just keeps awesome. It just keeps freezing. So anytime you can't hear me, just put in the chat. I think Brandon's logging on with his computer just so that we've got both angles covered. So thank you so much, Melissa. Super proud of you and can't wait to catch up with the team at your house in a couple of nights, which is super exciting. Super proud of Melissa right now. I think Josh and her were having a bit of a banter back and forward just before, but Melissa's absolutely stepped into some leadership training with the one and only Jake Spencer, and what we witnessed today was absolutely incredible. So if anyone ever gets the chance to do training with Jake Spencer, absolutely put your hand up. Awesome. So I think I know many of you on here, but in saying that, it's always good to introduce myself each time. Obviously, Melissa is one of our top producers and she introduced me beautifully, and we're so very grateful, and I'm very grateful for your friendship, Melissa. So thank you so much. So Mel Goodwin, I'm out of the Australian marketplace, and I've been in Q now for nearly 4 years, guys. So whether you're an OG or whether you're brand new, I'm super excited for you, because I know, and you know, when you just know in the pit of your stomach that this year is going to be super incredible for Q Sciences. I just know that you guys get to experience that. I am a mum of 7 in a blended family, but 3 that live with us. So it's not too hectic. People often say to me, oh my gosh, 7. Like, well, it's really not that, you know, I mean, they all got the 7 with me. And I have an amazing husband who supports me tremendously in this business. I'm currently touring the US. We were in Cancun for a couple of weeks, but I think it was 10 days. And unfortunately, my friend Tanya, who and Gold Leader, got COVID. So she actually spent a little bit longer than all of us in Cancun. But hey, where else to get COVID other than Mexico? And yeah, and I'm currently now in Brandon Stevens' home and experiencing the amazing family that the Stevens family is, doing a lot of things business and a lot of things, you know, family and friends, and just getting to spend amazing time together. And that's what I wanted to lead into today. Obviously, we're going to bring Brandon up in a second and talk about the owners tour. But what's something really important in this industry, and in particular Q, when we all know that it's different here, right? And we can feel it. It's a feeling, it's an energy. And I can honestly say to you that the last 2 years during COVID, and in particular in Australia, was extremely difficult, not really from a business perspective, because we had great growth, but from a personal development and a connection and a culture experience. And why I say that is because now more than ever, people missed out on that pure like connection, just being around people, right? And so that's what people are craving now. And our industry is somewhat changing, that it's not going to be, yes, you can have, you know, get in where you fit in and have any type of business that you like. But in order for you to have a solid foundation and truly get to know people and be with people and create long-term longevity relationships, it's about being together. And I suppose if I look back now, when I first started and Brandon reached out to me and I was done in the industry. I was broken, right, from the industry because of what had happened. Not all companies are equal. If this is your first company, you won the lottery. If it's your second or third or fourth or 10th company, you know that all companies aren't equal. So in saying that, it was the fact that I jumped on a plane with my team and came over to a convention, or, you know, I suppose a convention, but we were very small then, right? So it wasn't huge. It's probably going to be the size of what the owners' tours are, but it was a convention. This is 4 years ago. And so, and took my team to experience the culture and the connection and build solid relationships with people, not only in the corporate, but also their upline and sidelines. Because guys, and you've probably heard this, and we can say this to, we're blue in the face. You cannot experience the same energy and the same feeling from a virtual online event. It is so crucial to not only your team's growth, but your growth, that you are in that room. Because if you are not in that room, you are not going to experience and feel what you need to feel when in 2 months, 2 years, or 20 years time, you're struggling because you're in a bit of a downer in life. And it's those people that you connected with at that event, your family, your Q family, the relationships, the connections, the culture that pull you out of that rut. Right? So it's so crucial for you to be in that arena, wherever it may be, and do your best to get to every single one. Because why? I don't know that, I can't guarantee I probably would still be here, because I know how we're good at we have it here. But if I'd not got my butt out of my home, got on a plane and flew 24 hours to where was it? I think we went to Salt Lake City. And I took 8 people with me. None of those people are here today, okay? Right? And from my first taking people to it, but that's okay. That wasn't their season. But if I hadn't have done that and grasped that culture, the connection, the relationships, how long would I have been able to have the grit and determination and the longevity that I have, especially with things that have been up and down in Australia, right? I don't even want to like think about that, because for me, it was non-negotiable. All right. Yes, I sacrificed time with my family, but was it worth it? Are they reaping the benefits now? 1,000,000%. All right. So hopefully that inspires. I know this man I'm about to bring on is my inspiration, is the reason that I am here. And again, I'll talk into this, the relationship we had, because I trusted him, and it was the culture I knew he could create because he'd created before. And it was a person that I level up in front of and with. Okay. Because who are you surrounding yourself with? Are you surrounding yourself with people who are bringing you down? Get out of that circle and go find people that can level you up, right? To keep being better in life all the time. So I always say, he's my brother from another mother. And we've had an amazing time. I'm actually going to cry when we leave because it's been so incredible. But I'm going to turn the time over to him because he's going to give you some absolute wisdom. And Brandon, I can share. Do you want me to share the screen now of the locations or in a moment?
Yeah, you can.
Mean to do that. There we go. I'm just going to bring up the screen so Brandon can share the locations. Power of 3 executive. Let's go. There we go. Awesome. Over to you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. And I know these guys are going to get huge wisdom off you tonight.
Absolutely. No pressure, right?
No pressure.
What's up, guys? Glenn, I promise you I'll call you back just in a second. I've been back-to-back meetings. I'm not ignoring your phone calls, sir. He's like, yeah, I got you. Awesome, guys. It's so exciting to see your faces. I've been able to see some of your faces already today. Done a few meetings and actually been on a call with our president of the company. So super exciting to be able to literally plug into these owners tour where Mark and Jake are going to be traveling to and some of the corporate staff to be a part of it. That's such a huge deal to be able to let people really experience what Q is really about. You can say one thing and I've heard it all, but when I've actually met the owners in person, that really speaks volumes who they really are. Because I've met other owners that it just didn't match up what other people were saying about them, to be honest with you. And generally for me, when I see an owner of a company willing to travel to marketplaces that's been in the field over 2 decades, a man that's played professional football also, to collaborate and come together to build something special inside of this company, it's amazing to be a part of it. And as Mel was explaining her stories and going to an events and things like that, I want to share a story with you. And some of you might have heard this story before, and some of you might not have. When I got into this industry was a very difficult time in my life. I just became a single dad, full custody of Motus 2 kids. And my mentor was very harsh. He was very strict and very, I would say almost dictatorship type leadership he had. And he said, you can't miss a corporate event. You can't miss any event that you qualify to attend or I'll never work with you again. It was so hardcore. It was so intense. It really made me level up. But in a very short period of time of 3 weeks of being in the business, just becoming a single dad, I had to make a big decision and to go to actually North Carolina. And I really did not have the financials to go there. So I called some people that had joined my team and some of my upline and sideline. And I was like, hey, we got to figure out a way to get to North Carolina. And we couldn't even afford to get a flight. So what we did was get a 15 passenger van. There were 17 of us in that passenger van. So we were like, it was packed solid. It was a really interesting experience, put it that way. We didn't even have room for luggage, put it that way. Like it was very difficult. And we all chipped in $100 and somehow we got there and somehow we got back. Is before the gas prices were too crazy then. But and then the crazier thing is my phone wouldn't stop going off. And this is when my faith, as a father, as mentally, physically, spiritually was being tested because my parents were telling me I was a bad parent. They told me I was a bad dad. I just left my kids and I'm a single dad and I pawned them off on them. And they were calling me all kinds of names. And I love my parents. They're the best. They're amazing. And they only know what they know. They really didn't understand the industry. They had one experience and that was with Amway and it was a very bad experience. So they just had the bad stigma of MLM in their mouth. And they were trying to do what they thought was best for me as a parent to protect me. And I was on a mission and I was like, no, this is different. This is not Amway. This is something special. I'm going to make it happen and I'm going to do it for my family. And I'm going to only do it, not only for my family, I'm going to do it for you too as well. And I'm going to retire y'all one day. And my phone kept blowing up, kids crying in the background. And I don't know if they were doing it on purpose, made me feel bad. And then I'm in a room of like 10 guys Like it was horrible. And we're sleeping on the floor because we couldn't afford it. It ended up coming out to be like 30 or 40 something dollars. I ended up having to come out of pocket for the hotel. So I was in for pennies on the dollar for the event, but I couldn't really afford it. And then I was eating dollar menu off McDonald's, and that wasn't healthy, but it's the only thing I could afford in snack bars. And that 3-day event that occurred in North Carolina, I sat in the nosebleeds, like I was up to the top. I had like 3 people on my team with me. I was in for 3 weeks. And the whole event was amazing. It was a great training. But what stood out to me today, and Mr. Jake Spencer said something about on our call today with some of the leaders like Glenn, Melissa, Britt, and Josh that was on that call today. He said, what stood out to you the most? And there was something that Melissa said. There was something that this other individual that was on the call said too as well that really stood out. And it's just being vulnerable and being honest and transparent with people and not having an ego of thinking everything's fine and dandy, thinking everything's just great. See, I was broken and I was willing to admit that to my peers, to open up, to let them know it's okay, but I found a better way. And I was willing to do whatever it takes to get there, because sometimes Instagram can persuade one thing, but behind the scenes, it's totally something different. They're not really living that lifestyle. They're not really doing that well. They're doing it all for the Instagram. And it's crazy because I was relatable because I was just honest and transparent with people. But that entire event, there was one moment that was 3 minutes long that stole the show for me. And if it wasn't for that 3-minute testimony that happened on stage, honestly, I probably wouldn't be in this industry. That whole trip, 16-hour drive in a van with 17 people in a 17 people in a 15-passenger van we had. That moment of that single mom of 3 kids, full custody, stood on stage and did it, I related to it. And I said, if she can do it, I can do it. That testimony was so powerful that moved me to where I'm at today. Now, the training and everything was great, and I implied it. It was great to hear the owners and everything else, but you don't know what your prospect or your ambassador will get from that meeting that will take them to the next level. It might be that testimony. It might be that new success story from somebody hitting a fast rank. It might be hearing from Mark Wilson. It might be hearing from Jake Spencer. It might be hearing from the MyQ Fit team where they just need direction. You don't know what it might be. And that transformed my life to now. My mom is retired. My dad is retired. My oldest daughter bothers me all the time. Come here.
Hi.
You see what I'm dealing with? This is my oldest daughter.
Hi.
Say hello to everybody.
Hi. And she's beautiful.
And she is beautiful and she's amazing. So what did you just get done doing?
Huh? 31 stairs.
Why'd you do 31 stairs?
I don't know.
You don't know?
You just
told
did
me.
them.
I told you to because you needed to get a workout in.
And you told me to do 20, so I did 31.
You did 31 or 20. Okay, thank you so much.
31.
Tell everybody bye. Love you. And I'll see you later. Great job, baby. I'm proud of you. So we have to do something physically active in our house by doing stairs or working out or moving our body every single day. And so she was coming to brag and tell me she did 31 stairs instead of 20 stairs. So I'm so proud of her. That's awesome. But I lost my train of thought. But my oldest daughter, it's so crazy because now I get to spend every day with them. I get to enjoy that. And, now if somebody talks bad about Q Sciences, my parents would punch you in your throat. Well, back then they used to say bad things about network marketing. Now they stand up for it. I made them believers. And you know what? And what I've come to realize is I'm not a very good presenter. I'm not even a very good speaker. I'm not even a very good launcher. And sometimes I say crazy things, but what I come to realize is I'm just enthusiasm. I'm just excited and I just have good energy. And people get attracted to that. See, we only obtain 7% of the information you're told anyways. Like half the stuff that's going to be said today, you're not going to remember unless you're recording it on your end or unless Mel sends you this recording and you rewatch it. Let's be honest. I bet Josh and Britt and Glenn and Melissa, they can't even tell me exactly what was covered on our today's call in depth. Maybe the basics of what was covered, but they're going to have to go back and watch the recording to review it and go over their notes and everything else. That happened with Mr. Jake Spencer. It is just a part of life. It's okay to screw up. It's okay to mess up. There's things that I look back where my zipper busted wide open in Toronto, Canada. And literally it was so embarrassing in front of 400 people. But the other day I mentioned it to somebody like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that. That was so funny. They would have never remembered if I'd never even brought it back up. People forget about them things, but it's memories that are made at these events. You got to show up to go up. Like Mel said, it's something different when you're rubbing elbows with somebody and you feel the energy in the room. It's just electrifying. It just sends a shockwave through your body like no other, and it just moves you away where it brings light into your life like it was day one when you first joined Q Sciences. I want you to go back on your start date, whatever date that was, whatever year that was, whatever month that was. And how did that feel when you hit the submit button, when you bought your pack and you paid your money and your dues to get in, and now you're officially a part of Q Sciences? Do you feel the same way? Do you have the same energy? Do you have the same excitement to jump on calls and to message people? If the answer is no, then why? Then why are you doing this? What do we need to do differently? See, you got to stay committed even when the mood is already left you. See, this is your time clock that's ticking. Have you ever played that video game where it's every 30 seconds, the race car, and if you don't meet that time block, the game is over? This is your time block. You have to attend an event every month or every quarter or every 6 months, or your time will expire. If one of these events are happening in your marketplace or in driving range, you got to attend. And I promise you, you won't call me afterwards and say, Brandon, it wasn't worth my money. It wasn't worth my time. I promise you, I've slept in cars. I've slept in hotels with tons of people. That sounds really weird when I say it like that. Tons of wraps in a professional way. In a professional way. Because of financial reasons. When there's a will, there's a way. And when you want something bad enough, you're willing to do whatever it takes. There's times where I've looked my mom in the eyes and I said, I want you to trust me. Just watch my daughter for the next 4 or 5 days. I want you to trust me. Watch my son for the next 4 to 5 days. And she trusts me. She always had my back. It was my dad that was more the negative one, but my mom always had my back. And now I'm able to retire them. Was it easy? Absolutely not. But was it worth it? Absolutely. That's the crazy thing about this, guys. You got to stay committed. You got to plant your flag. You got to make every sacrifice you possibly can. Now, I know we preach faith, family, friends, fitness, family, and finances. And I know them come first before Q. But there has to be a time where you say, hey, I got to make a sacrifice to make a commitment for my team. It's no longer about me. It's about my team and fulfilling their why, because it's not about your why anymore. It's about their why. See, that's the reason why I stay committed to this, is because somebody believed in me 10 years ago that gave me the opportunity as an average person to live above an average lifestyle. And you deserve to do the same thing. But you got to take that first initial step just like I did. Because they're not going to take 2 steps unless you take 1, and they're not going to take 4 unless you take 2. They're not going to mislead you, misguide you, but you got to take the first steps. See, they're going to work with the people that deserve your help, deserve their help, not need their help. So do you really deserve help, or do you need help? See, sometimes the best help is no help at all, and realizing sometimes you got to fall flat on your face. I hate to say that, but it's the truth. See, I'm going to say something that Mr. Jake Spencer said to me, and some of the leaders might have heard this on this call. I'm going to say, and I said this in my presentation today when the person, they signed up just because of it. You're not going to retire in Q Sciences, guys. You make a lot of money here, but what you retire with is what you do with the money you make here in Q. See, the things you learn in Q is what's going to keep you in Q that might not even be relative to Q. See, Q has helped me build my relationship where my wife flirts with me and I flirt with her a lot more. And she says things that make me feel uncomfortable sometimes.
And I've witnessed.
And Mel has witnessed. And I'll be honest with you, like the last 3 days, like she's made me like very red in the face and bashful. I'm like, babe, stop, that you're going overboard. But deep down inside, even though I'm telling her stop, it makes me feel a way that I'm in love. I'm in love with my wife. And some of you can't even say that to your spouse. I didn't have that same feeling I have right now for my wife I didn't have before I joined Q. I'm sorry. I just didn't. I loved her as a person, but I wasn't in love with her. I'm in love with my wife now because of Q, because of Mr. Jake Spencer. I treat my time with my family with respect now, and I'm more present instead of just present. I have more money in my bank account than I've ever had in my entire life because of Q's principles. I have assets and other things that I've never had before because they've helped me invest in certain things where no other companies helped me do that. They've helped me have more tax breaks than I've ever had in my entire life because Q helped me with the tax preparation group. They've helped me with funding in certain things. They've helped me with programs in place. Tell me what network marketing company does that. They don't. Jake calls me and asks me how my family's doing. I feel like he really cares about my personal being, not just my paycheck or the volume or the people that I bring to Q. It's different, guys. It's not about the money. It's not about the products. It's the relationships that I build along the journey with each and every one of you that you can't get back. I feel this friendship and this partnership I will remember forever. Money comes and goes. Something you never get back is what? Time. This is just a chapter in our lives that we're going through right here because I can't take none of this with me. I can't. But I want to inspire people to be the best version of themselves every single day and wake up better than they were yesterday. You're not laying on your deathbed wishing you had more money. You're wishing you had better health. So let's really focus on the bigger purpose of what we're doing here. And that's impacting 1 million families by 2024. And you should write that down. That should be your mission statement of what you want to do. And don't stop until you get there. And we have to do it collectively as a group and a team to empower people to be a better version of themselves. Because tell me how many times you've been down in the dump or you're in a tough situation and somebody came to the rescue and made your mood, lightened you up, made you feel better about yourself, or told you how amazing you are, incredible you are. Maybe it was a coach, maybe it was your parents, maybe it was your spouse, whoever it may be, but they lightened your mood. See, that's my job. That's your job, is to bring that light into somebody's darkness. So when you walk through that door, you light up the room, not darken it. So when you walk through that door, you make people smile, not frown. Before you even say one word to them, it's so powerful. Your presence brings light to them and energy to them that speaks wonders. Like people don't like, oh my gosh, I just felt the energy in the room. If you see me walk into an establishment, my voice frequency is so high, people start to look. They raise their frequency with me. If I give you a call and I say, hey, Josh, hey, Britt, how y'all doing? They're going to be like, oh, what the heck? Oh, hello, what's up? But if I say, what's up, Britt? What's up, Josh? How you doing? I know Josh is going to bring the same frequency back to me. I know it. Britt too as well. I know all of you will. That's the thing. You control the outcome. You control the frequency. You control all of it. See, when I leave this house, I'm passionate about it. I live and sleep Q. People can tell when you're sold out. See, some of you are so embarrassed to even share Q with people. You're scared to even say the name of the company. You're scared to tell them that you're in the network marketing space because you're worried about what people will think of you. Let me be honest with you. You're already considered weird. You're in network marketing. Ready? We are weird, okay? Let's be honest, okay? But if I knew I was going to be a success story in Q, wouldn't I want everybody to know? Well, let me give you a light bulb moment. For you to be successful in Q, you got to let everybody know. And if you go into every conversation knowing that it's not going to matter, it won't. But if you go into conversation knowing it will matter, it will. That's the type of mindset you got to have, is when you get on every call, that's your next platinum. That's your next goal. This is going to be the one. You got to treat that call like they're going to quit the next 24 hours or they're going to be your next platinum in 24 hours. You know what? We just had a platinum hit in less than 26 days in Q, made over $30,000 in 30 days. There's people that just joined this company that outranked everybody on this call in 30 days. What is your excuse? You know what happened? I gave her a phone call. I said, congratulations. What are you doing? She said, I'm just not sleeping. I don't care. I'm hungry. My life depends on it. My family is struggling financially. My back's against the corner. I'm coming out swinging. It's do or die for me, Brandon. You know, it's the people that are in the toughest situations financially are the ones that come out crawling, that fight the worst, that fight the biggest. See, some of you are just too comfortable where you're at. You're too comfortable to change anything. See, when you've heard Eric Thomas talk about, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, that's when you'll succeed. See, I go to bed every night knowing when I wake up in the morning, I'm dead broke. That's my mentality. I don't have a dollar to my name. What are you going to do differently? What if you go to bed knowing, if whatever your goal may be for the day, that you'll never get to see your kids ever again if you don't hit that goal, and you get to set them expectations and them goals? If it's doing one presentation a day, one launch a day, one prospect call a day, getting one customer a day, getting one ambassador a day, or whatever it may be, you get to set that goal. But what if you never get to see your kids again? Set a goal every single day. Don't set a month goal. Don't set a year goal. Set a daily goal so you're progressing and moving forward every single day. Because when I set monthly goals, I'll just do it tomorrow. I'll just play catch up tomorrow, or I'll just catch up tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. Plant your flag, do whatever you have to do to get to these President Tour, the Founders Tour, and get as many people you possibly can. And guys, plant your flag and set your goal for this week. What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to achieve? You want to sign up 2 people? You want to help 2 people join your business? You want to help 2 people get a customer? Whatever it may be, but set a goal and keep yourself accountable to that goal and watch your business grow. And the next time we get on a call like this, I better see 64 people on this call. Why do I say 64? Because there's 32. That means each and every one of you got one more person on this call. Can you make a commitment the next time that the top producing Australian ambassador gets on a call, we make it a bigger deal? Because I know there's more than 32 people in this organization. There's somebody you're thinking in your head that you could have texted and called like, hey, no, you have to cancel plans. Hey, like, I know it's dinner time, but please, like, just listen to this call. It's going to be a short call. Just please be in. You're not going to want to miss this. I promise you. Like, is it going to be recorded? No, it's not going to be recorded. Yes, it's going to be recorded, but no, it's not going to be recorded. You have to see it live. You have to be on this. Guys, this is not a call to beat you up. This is a call to inspire you to take action. This is a call to show you, hey, if I can do it, an East Texas boy, well, like, I'm going to be honest with you, that's not very intelligent, that can't even say the word success correctly, that barely passed a low GPA, and it took him 5 times to pass the ACT test, get to where I'm at today. I come to realize I just didn't quit. Winners don't quit. Quitters never win. I miss 100% of the shots I don't take. I just kept shooting the dang ball, and I stayed persistent. So if I can do it, you can do it too as well. I grew up in a town of 60 people that graduated my class, a small country town. I had no connections. I came to Dallas, Texas with no network experience and started building a network and building relationships and adding people to social media when I was out and about. And he said, hey, let's connect on social media. If I can do it, you can do it too as well, guys. It's good to see you, Brandon, right there with Melissa. But that's exciting, guys. I'm fired up. Me and Miss Mel has been working really hard here. And I'm excited to see the people that qualified for the Oklahoma retreat too as well. We're going to have another retreat coming up, so you'll have something you can fight for. Just make sure you're on the next retreat. We're going to collaborate and see what the next retreat is going to be. We might do a destination where it's a beach. We might change it up. We don't know yet. We'll decide there at the cabin. It will be the decision of the people at the cabin. We'll always make it, whoever makes the next retreat, make the decision where we're going next. So it's super exciting. And we're going to do this 4 times a year. 4 times a year, guys, that you can qualify for. So it's going to be awesome. And then on top of that, I'm going to talk to the leaders that are on this call. And we might even run a promo where I take and they take a few of you to the Silver Summit with them to sit in on some of the training that the silvers get, even though you might not be a silver. I'm telling you right now, Mr. Josh, Mrs. Britt, Melissa, Brandon, Glenn, a few others, Amy that's on this call, have direct connection with the owners of the company, and they can do things that most people can't do because now they're in a selective group getting one-on-one coaching from him. And now they're going to be rolling out special incentives moving forward just for this group that no other else that has in this company. So if I was you, I would be pulling on these guys' shirt tails and being in their back pocket and putting them to work and doing as many things you possibly can with them by introducing prospects and presentations and launches with them, because things are about to get crazy. Mark my words, we're projected to do 200 million this year. And we did a little over 100 million last year. That's crazy. And we're fixing to have a big publication that's going to be rolled out where we're on the front of the cover of the #1 company to watch in 2022. So get ready, guys. It's about to get crazy. So thank you so much. I know Mel already left me to go eat, so I guess I'm closing it down. She looked at me. She's like, "Oh, you're over your time." I'm like, "Okay, I'll get off now." But I hope everyone has a great night. Make sure you attend the events. I'm telling you right now, you're not going to regret it. Q's the place, and I'm excited to be here. I hope everyone has a great night. We'll talk to you soon, guys. Take care.